And look at this hot fella.
Yes.
And also, I love this guy. Okay, let's finish the question. It always happens. Whenever they walk into a room, that's what happens. That music plays. So you just have to kind of tolerate it. I love about it too is that this is a country where I can fumble through the language and they don't get offended. You know what I mean? I took French for like 10 years in school, and I go to France and I try to get out a French phrase and they answer me in English. They're like, no, not buying it. But I just love the Italian people seem really like, you know, pleased that at least I'm trying. I just like you guys. I like to party with you.
And we love you guys all.
Thank you.
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Carlson and Jason Manns have were there any other
And the roof clears out.
testimonies?
We've got musicians on stage, please. Welcome. Steve and Jason, please. 3 musicians on stage.
Okay. So I'm going to hand the mic to these guys. Thank you, and I'll see you later.
Give it up for Rob and Brock.
I think you're supposed to put some balls in there.
Oh, yeah.
What?
No. Okay. Remember, girls, you get a chance to win a group pick with all of our actors and musicians and guests. Only you have to guess how many marbles will be there on Sunday. How many marbles will be inside the base.
That's they have to guess how many marbles are inside the base, and then they win.
After you have put how many marbles you want inside.
Nice.
Welcome back around, guys, with your music.
How are you?
I'm so fine.
It's good to see you.
Good.
Hi, Steve.
Hola.
So close. So close.
You know what? And I came from Paris, so I keep going, Merci. Everywhere I go, I'm like, that's not right. Gracias, that's not right either.
You've been working on some Italian, haven't you?
Sto imparando.
Yeah.
Oh, está imparando. Bravo!
What? A great teacher, right? Yeah.
We were talking in the green room that we've both been kind of working on trying to pick up our Italian. And it's actually been a little easier this trip because we hear so much of it as people are talking. For instance, in these kinds of situations when they're announcing people, I picked up a pretty good word, which was they say Jensen, yay, Misha, yay, Jared, yay, Jason. So I learned that one there. And but do you want to? No.
I want to do it without the book. Right? I'm going to use the book for a little while longer, and then I'll ditch the book. But right now, I have to look at the book.
I respect it.
Let's answer questions. Look at there's a long line.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question for Steve and then one for both of you. I was wondering if there is any chance at all that you'll be playing Between You and Me while you're here, because I haven't heard it since the first time you were here, and it's my favourite song by you.
I could probably figure out a way to play it. It has a pretty dramatic piano solo in the middle of it, so I don't love doing it without the piano, but I wrote it without piano, so I could definitely do it.
That would be great. And I was also wondering if either of you had any tattoos, and if so, what do they mean? And if not, what would you get and why? If that made any sense at all.
Steve, you go first. I'm gonna start counting as you're going, because I have to do some addition in my head. So you go first, and then.
Okay, so I have 3 tattoos. I got them all when I was really young. I'm going into my phone because I'm going to show you. I actually just designed my next tattoo that I'm getting next week. But I don't think you can see it. Maybe you can. Okay, see? It says passion, and it's on music. It's like music notes. I'm getting it right here. But I have a nautical star. I have some Indian feathers because I have Cherokee in my blood. I have a, what else do I have? I have like a cross for the sun.
The feathers.
Yeah, you know, all of it just, I was young. I was like 18 when I got them all, and I don't know. So they don't have some like really crazy deep meaning. I mean, they did at the time, but now I look back and I'm like, yeah, that was cool. I was bored.
Strangely enough, if you had asked me that question a week ago, the answer would have been none. But I woke up this morning with Steve's face right here. It was a late night. I don't know what happened, but it looks good actually. They did a really good job on his hair, so I'm really happy with
You get to
it.
choose when not drunk. I'm assuming what would you get?
I don't know. That's a very good question. I feel like I've waited this long, so it would have to be something that was so impactful that I just couldn't live without it. And thus far, I haven't found it. So, if you see anything that you think I need, let me know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
I want to ask to Steve. We know you are working in 2 new albums, and I want to know what can expect.
Very good job on your English, by the way. I can't see it. Hablas español, ¿sí?
Sí.
I think both albums will probably be ready around summertime. The first one that I was working on, which was an album of cover songs, I had to put on hold just because I've been overseas here collaborating with Jonah on the original album. I thought I was going to be done with the cover album before I got here, but I wasn't, so I just put it on hold for a little while to work on the original. And then, now that that one's almost written, I'm starting to record. I'm going to go into the studio and record both at the same time. So I'm hoping by probably around August, the latest September.
Are you doing it here or there?
The original one, I'm recording everything everywhere. I mean, I'm not restricting myself to I'm not going into the studio. It's one specific studio. I've just been.
Steve, they all want to see your face.
Sorry, that one's really bright. I've actually, it's kind of funny, but I've been traveling around with recording equipment in my suitcase. So it looks like I'm kind of a diva, and I have like this massive suitcase. But there's barely any clothes in it. It's mostly like cables and microphones and mic stands and stuff like that. And so when I get inspired, I just record, whether it's in a hotel room or it's in a, backstage somewhere. And so yeah, I'm kind of recording on the road.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Geronimo. I'm from Portugal. I wanted to ask you because when I go to different places to watch concerts, I see that people's reaction is very different. And I was wondering, how do people react to your shows? Do they dance? Do they sing along? Do they just sit down and listen? Does it vary from place to place?
It depends. I mean, sometimes they take a nap. It varies. It varies from place to place, and I think it depends a lot on the venue. The country and the people have a lot to do with it as well. Some places dance more than others, but it just depends on whether it's like a formal seated place or whether it's a stand-up, dance floor where no one's sitting down. It varies quite a bit. In LA, they just don't pay much attention, I think. Just depends.
In LA, they talk business. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I think it also depends on the format too, Kind of depends on what you do. I think a lot of times it's fun to get people to do what you kind of want them to do. If you want them to get up and dance and clap, and you want to, instigate, sing along or people clapping or people crying, it's kind of fun sometimes to try and evoke those emotions out of the crowd too. It makes it more interactive, You're not just sitting on stage performing. That's just antisocial.
Do you like to be surprised by the audience reaction? Sometimes people sing along when you don't expect.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, and I've had it happen one time. It had a pretty profound impact on me. One time I was playing a show in London, and it was the first time that I think it was the first time that I really heard, it was like an overwhelming amount of vocal coming from the crowd, and it actually put like a lump in my throat. Actually, I had to back away from the mic and stop singing. Thank God the crowd was singing, but I was like, that's kind of nice when a piece of music that you've written, and you know, a section of lyrics that you've written are recited back to you in a way. You know what, actually I have a new song that I just wrote that Jonah and I performed for the first time on Friday night in London, and then we performed on Saturday night. And Saturday night I was looking in the crowd, and every single person in the front row was singing along the words. And it was new, no one had ever heard it before. It's not released, so it was kind of cool. It means that people went on YouTube or wherever and learned it overnight. And that's a pretty cool feeling, man. It's nice.
Thanks. I hope you have a lot of free time.
Thank you. I think also in dealing with that you know, these types of situations, a lot of times musically are really rewarding for us to play because, you know, I don't, coming from LA, you get a little bit jaded because everyone really wants to be cool. So even if they want to sing along, a lot of times they won't because they don't think that it's, you know, that's not how they want to project themselves or whatever it is. And there's something really beautiful about a crowd that dances if they want to dance and sings if they want to sing and just really gets into it and allows the music to, you know, move them rather than just worry about, you know, how they feel or how they look or how they, you know, and it's really for an artist, you know, anytime you hear multiple voices singing in unison, it's beautiful. And if it's something that you've written, it multiplies that feeling by, you know, a pretty big factor. So to hear, you know, hundreds of people singing your music is one of the better feelings I think I've had. So.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I want to ask you both if this is the dream job you had when you were a kid. I mean, if you changed from astronaut to musician or something else, you wanted to be a musician like this all your life.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to. My father is a musician, and I've always wanted to play music. I think, you know, I've been playing since I was pretty young, but I always thought that the possibility of it happening and that I could do it for a living would be far-fetched. And so the idealist in me always worked for it. But the realist made me go to school, and I studied for another career as a backup plan, hoping, you know, to see if, you know, if one didn't work out, I'd fall back.
What did you study?
Cooking, culinary arts. So, that was a funny laugh, right?
So curious, what was so...
What was funny?
It's obviously the thought of you cooking.
What?
You can't get it together. She's having trouble.
It's like, I guess that's funny. I did say cooking, not comedy, but yeah. So I had hoped for it, and I'm thankful and actually very grateful every day that I'm able to make a living doing this, because it's not a lot of people in the world that do what they love for a living.
I would say almost exactly the same thing. I got into music a lot later than I would have if I had known that I was going to be a musician. So I went to college and got a degree in English and a degree in business, and kind of fell in love with entertainment in general. You know, I was doing theater and doing musical related things, and I was in a singing group, and just fell in love with it. And when I moved to LA, even I didn't know that I would be a musician. You know, I kind of had a wide array of things related to the entertainment industry that I really love to do. You know, be it writing or acting or music or, you know, a lot of other things. And music has thankfully gotten to the place where it's, you know, what I do now. Still love to do those other things, but yeah, I'm the same way. I'm still kind of in awe of the fact that it's my job, you know, and I talk to friends from college who are also surprised by the fact that it's my job.
Need
I
new
actually had a
friends.
conversation with a buddy of mine the other day. One of my roommates in college is a doctor now, and we were just talking about what he was doing and what I was doing, and he stopped me in the middle of the conversation. He was like, dude, it's your job. Like, you sing for your job. That's your job. That's your job.
And you're like, weird how you save people. That's so boring.
Yeah.
You rescue lives. You suck.
And it is weird. I mean, it's strange to take a step back from that and say, that's my occupation.
Okay, thank you.
Hi,
Hello?
how are you?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. How you doing?
Great. So my question is, do you guys watch Supernatural?
Yes.
Steve's refusing to answer.
What's your favorite?
I watch it sometimes. I don't follow it, like, I don't know each season and watch like each episode, but I certainly, when it's on TV, I watch it.
I tend to be kind of compulsive about stuff, so when I travel, I don't like to miss things and then come back and watch it and be out of order and all that stuff. So I usually watch like a season at a time after it's already done. You know what I mean? So I'm usually about a season behind, but I watch them all in succession. And occasionally, if there's something that I have to see, you know, if Jensen says that there's something really crazy or funny or awesome coming up in an episode, I'll definitely watch it, you know, like the French Mistake. He told me I probably should catch that one, so I watched it out of sequence, and I didn't really, you know what was going on in like the general story arc, you know, because it was a little bit ahead of me, but the actual episode itself was the funniest thing I'd ever seen, so.
Thanks.
Really make me feel bad. You say you watch all of them, and
I did throw a show title in there too.
Well, hello.
Well, hello.
Well, hello.
I would like to ask you, do you have some song which... sorry, I forgot the question.
Take your time. We're not... I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, take your time.
Sorry. Do you have some song which is difficult for you to present, to perform, or which you had sometimes some problem?
You know, it's funny you should ask that. I forgot my answer.
I forgot my answer too.
Yes.